Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, my voice is not 100% back, but it is better. I feel like it's a little bit better, a little bit more palatable and okay to listen to maybe. I don't know, but I figure I'm feeling better. I have a little bit more energy and my voice is kind of coming back. So I figured I would try to sit down and film for you guys. And we are filming my Project Pan finale, which I am super excited about. If you've been following me since the beginning of the year, I have been doing a rolling project pan throughout the year, and I feel really good about the amount of products that I have been able to finish up through this project pan. So I wanted to just come on, give you a finale, a final rundown of the last couple of products I had in my project pan, all of the progress that I was able to make on them. Before we get started, if you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to see a Project Pan finale for 2022, let's go ahead and get started. Before we actually get started, I did want to go ahead and give a huge thank you to Dossier for partnering with me on today's video. I've had the opportunity to work with Dossier in the past, so I was super excited to be able to do so again. And also I had purchased their perfumes with my own money as well. So that is how much I just genuinely love their perfumes. If you've not heard of Dossier, they are a replica perfume company. They take perfumes by name brands that are very pricey, very pricey, and they replicate them. And I'm telling you guys, they are spot on. I've had the same name brand perfume either in the past or at the same time as my Dossier perfume that's supposed to replicate it. And I promise you, I cannot tell a difference. So they were kind enough to send over a couple perfumes for me to test out for you guys. The first one being Ambery Saffron. This is supposed to replicate the Baccarat Rouge 540 perfume. Yes, that insanely popular perfume that is so expensive, so incredibly expensive. It's not even funny. So this is a 1.7 fluid ounce and this retails for $49. The actual Baccarat Rouge 540 for a 1.18 ounce, so not even as much perfume as this, is $195. $195. I just think that is absolutely insane. I love perfume and I'm willing to spend money on perfume, but $200 on a perfume that's smaller than this, I just can't get down with that. So the notes on this are saffron, orange, and blossom, jasmine, plum, cedarwood, and then oak moss, fir balsam, and amber. When I tell you that this smells so good, I understand why the Baccarat Rouge 540 is so popular, because this smells so delicious. This might be my new favorite perfume. Seriously, it is sweet and a little bit florally, but just so yummy. And the fact that you can get this that's gonna smell exactly the same for literally 1/4 the price tag just absolutely blows my mind. They also sent over to me Citrus Peony. So this one is supposed to replicate the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet perfume, which I've had that perfume in the past, and I'm telling you, I cannot tell a difference. They smell exactly the same. The notes on this are mandarin, bergamot, black currant, as well as rose, apricot, peony, musk, peach, and raspberry. So this just smells really floral and yummy and sweet and feminine, but not too sweet, not headache inducing. This retails for $29, again, for the 1.7 fluid ounce, and a 1.7 fluid ounce of the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet retails for $95. So again, you're getting it for a third of the price. You're getting perfumes that smell essentially the exact same for a fraction of the price. Also, Dossier is really good about having sales quite often on their website. Right now, they have a sale going on where you can get up to 40% off your purchase. So all of the information as well as a link will be linked in the top of my description box for you guys to check out. Any other information that you guys need to know will also be there as well. So thank you again to Dossier for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. And now let's get into my Project Pan finale. We seem to have a little guest that decided to join us. So if you are curious about what is on my lip really quickly, I have on the Persona. This is their liquid lipstick in the shade Holy Grail. It is my favorite liquid lipstick for this time of year. I also have on the Natasha Denona Retro Glam eyeshadow palette. So any other makeup that I have on will be listed and linked down below for you as well, if you're curious. Let's start off with the ones that I'm excited that I was able to finish. You guys, I finally finished the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift Brow Pencil. I have been working on this the entire year. This is the only original product that was in my very first project pan all the way back in January when I introduced this for the year. It took me literally 11 months to finish it up, and I was finally able to finish it up. I feel so good about that. It's a thicker pencil. I honestly don't like it. It's very waxy. It takes a while to warm up on your hands. It's not very pigmented. I don't love this, if I'm being honest. I definitely am not going to be repurchasing it. This one was sent to me PR, but I feel so good that I was able to finish that up. I also was able to finish up both of the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundations. This is in the shade LN2, and then I also have LP4. I love this foundation. I genuinely do. I can definitely see myself repurchasing it in the future. I kind of just threw them into the project pan because they were both getting very old. And because I enjoy the formulation so much, I didn't want them to go bad before I could finish them. So I was able to finish both of these. I don't have plans to repurchase these right this second, but I definitely can see myself doing so in the future, especially since this is on sale quite often. Another one I was able to finish is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. In this, I have the shade Fair 20N. I like this concealer. I definitely don't have plans to repurchase it. However, if you're in the market for like a nice drugstore concealer, I think you would enjoy this. It's not completely full coverage, but it definitely covers up enough. It's creamy, it's hydrating, it's not drying on the under eyes. It sets well, it wears well. It's gonna crease on you a little bit if you have, concealers that crease on you, but this is a really beautiful formulation. I just have like back there in that drawer right there, I have way too many concealers and I really want to focus on finishing up a couple more before I go on repurchasing any. So definitely not a repurchase right now, but I do enjoy this and it feels really good to finish it up. All right, moving on to a couple more. One, I am decluttering. One, I'm going to consider an empty, even though it's not technically an empty. And one, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. So the first one being the Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have the shade One Fair. I am going to declutter this. I could probably also consider it an empty, considering there's only a tiny bit around the ring, but I have never liked this powder the whole time that I've owned it, and I've owned it for going on 3 years, I think. It's just sadly not a powder that works well with my skin. It is very drying on me, it oxidizes on me, and it just doesn't work well with my skin, sadly, because I know a lot of people love this. I just can't make it work, and I have forced myself to use this much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be proud of how much I actually did use of this powder for how much I disliked it, and we're just going to part ways and move on with our lives. The one that's not technically an empty, but I'm going to consider it an empty, is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So obviously you can tell there is a tiny bit down at the bottom, but kind of like the powder, I do not like this setting spray. I haven't pretty much the whole time I've owned it. It is very oily on me, very greasy. I don't think it sets my face down very nicely. Also, because it is so low, when I do try to use it, it jets out at me and like leaves little dots all over my face and honestly ruins my makeup. And it got on a shirt one time and kind of ruined my shirt a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead, consider this an empty, be again proud that I used up pretty much the whole thing for how much I dislike it. I think if you have super dry skin, you might enjoy this, but if you are anywhere from like combo to even oily, stay far away. And then the product I haven't fully decided what I'm gonna do with is the Hailey's Beauty Retouch Soft Focus Setting Powder. I really don't have that much left, if I'm being honest. I feel pretty happy. I just spit that. I just said pretty in the air, made it go all over. I feel pretty happy with the progress that I made on it. You can't really tell, it's kind of hard, and there's no way for me to take the stopper out. I tried. So I think I am gonna keep chugging along at this and using it for work to be able to finish it up, because I feel really like close to finishing up and I would feel guilty like not finishing it, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna keep chugging along at this, try to complete it, even though I really don't like it. It's just drying on me and oxidizes my foundation, kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury one. Not the worst powder I've ever tried, but it's just a little bit drying on me. So I think I'm gonna finish it for work when I care a little less about what my makeup looks like. So hopefully you'll see this in an empty coming up soon. Then the last three products I unfortunately was not able to finish up, but I still do feel good about my progress I made on them. The first one being the Jouer. This is their light to medium duo in Sunlight and Suntan. This is their bronzer duo. I already had pretty massive pan on this when I decided to roll it into my project pan, and I really do love this bronzer. However, I did get a little sick of using it, especially towards the end of the year, after I had been using it very often for a couple months. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put this back in my collection. I feel really good about it. I mean, as you can see, I used up quite a bit. There are massive pans in here. I'm gonna try to keep, chugging along at it, and eventually it'll be an empty, but I don't wanna force myself to use it anymore. Not that I was forcing myself, but I kind of was, you know what I mean? But I mean, look at those pans. They're both almost gone. So I'm definitely happy with my progress on this. Then we have the NYX This Is Juice Gloss. So this was brand spanking new when I decided to include this in my project pan. I had just bought it. It was at the very, very top. So the fact that I used pretty much half of it up, I feel really good about that. Here are all of my like tally marks, you know, throughout the last couple months using it. I'm going on like my 3rd week of being sick, so I really haven't been doing my makeup hardly at all the last like month or so. So the fact that I was even able to use up this much between my last check-in to this one, I was happy about. So I'm glad that I used up half of this. I feel really good about that. It's a really nice, pretty, just clear gloss. I like to use it in the beginning of my makeup while I'm doing my makeup to just kind of give my lips a little hydration. Is it like the best gloss ever? No. Most hydrating? No. But I like that I got half of it done and I'm going to keep using it up. And then lastly, we have the Sugar Rush by Tarte. This is their like Lip Sip Vegan Lip Oil. So the first time I decided to put this in was my last Project Pan update, and I was about halfway done. So I feel like I was able to use quite a bit over the last couple of months. Definitely did not get as much progress on this as I was hoping, especially since I rolled it in because I think it's going a little bit bad. Kind of like the NYX, I'm going to keep using it and try to eventually finish it up. Honestly, it might go bad before I finish it, but I do feel good about how much I was able to use before it went bad. And that was it, you guys. That was my 2022 Project Pan finale. I feel so good about all the makeup I was able to finish up this year because of this. I'm going to go ahead and have my playlist linked down below in case you want to catch up from the beginning, like January up until now, and see my progress and all the makeup that I was able to finish the whole entire year. I also have a empties video coming up. That's all the makeup I finished throughout the year, Project Pan, not Project Pan, which I love. I did that video for the first time last year, and it is such a good feeling to go back and look at all the hard-earned money that you were able to use up in makeup. It just feels good. So if you stuck with me through this whole entire video and my awful voice, thank you so much. You are truly amazing. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, thank you to Dossier for partnering with me on this video. Don't forget to check out the link in my description box. All the information will be there about their amazing perfumes. I don't think you would be disappointed if you bought any for yourself, or maybe even a friend, family member, partner, anything like that in your life before the upcoming holidays. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.